Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. Is Scott Clifton's bed and breakfast's future finally revealed? Due to the most recent medical emergency on The Bold and the Beautiful, everyone seems to be wondering one thing. Is Liam Spencer really going to die? Scott Clifton's B&B future will ultimately be revealed, so let's talk about what's in store. For starters, we should recap what Liam's up against based on his most recent scans in the April 18th episode. Liam has an inoperable mass on his brain, so he's facing a terminal diagnosis, one that Steffi Forrester will end up divulging to him during the week of April 21st to 25th. Liam will decide that he is not going to accept what the doctors are saying, despite this terrible blow. Will Liam's ferocious struggle to survive ultimately save him? Liam will be determined to somehow stick around for Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer, so it's possible he'll essentially be saved by the power of a father's love. Liam appears to be open to novel treatments and anything that might extend his life for the benefit of his daughters. The terminal storyline told by Eric Forrester was a hoax, as was Taylor Hayes' dying storyline, which turned out to be a hoax as well. Will Liam be next in line for a story that seems bleak but ultimately has a happy ending? That option absolutely cannot be eliminated, but we must also consider the alternative. There is a possibility that this is Liam's final episode, and the show intends to give him an emotional farewell. Either way, let's take a look at what B&B head writer and executive producer Bradley Bell had to say about Liam and Scott Clifton back in January. "I'm at a point where I'm trying to come up with his next chapter," Bell stated. He continued, "We know Scott is a brilliant actor, and in 2025, he's going to have a front-burner story that's completely different for him. Depending on whether you want to be optimistic or pessimistic about the situation, you could interpret that statement in a number of different ways." Bell was seemingly struggling to come up with a new direction for Liam, which could be a hint that he's being written out. Then again, Bell had plenty of praise for Clifton and clearly had plans for this front-burner story, so maybe this is just about giving him a chance to shine. Could Liam obtain a miracle that keeps the well-known actor around because Clifton is indeed impressing fans with his performance? Whatever the circumstance, Liam will make bold predictions about whether or not he will survive to be a father to his beloved daughters and show the doctors that they are wrong. According to The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam will fiercely defend Kelly and Beth. Steffi's discovery, cricket returns, Eric's declaration. According to The Bold and the Beautiful, John Finn Finnegan and Steffi Forrester Finnegan talk about Liam Spencer. However, Liam will be in denial that he's dying. Elsewhere, Eric Forrester gets ready for a magical fashion show. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. John Finnegan's explanation. In the next episode, fans can expect Finn to come home and explain his text messages to Steffi. Finn told her that Liam has an inoperable brain tumor. While Steffi read that text message, she broke down watching Liam promise to always be there for Kelly Spencer. Read more. Does Grandma's secret lunar bond with Deacon come to light after Hope spies Sheila's betrayal? Finnegan reels Steffi Forrester in a preview clip for the week of April 21st. Steffi cries on the couch at home. Finn is seated beside her and tries to reassure her. Steffi will be most worried about Kelly, who is extremely close and connected with her father. Kelly is so young that this really will be traumatic. How does one explain something like that to a little girl? Liam Spencer's declaration. The Bold and the Beautiful reveal that Liam will be told that he is dying. Liam actually hears the news from Steffi, not the doctors. Steffi will insist that she do it and Finn will honor her wishes. However, Liam refuses to accept his fate and enters a state of denial. I'm getting the feeling that this is a similar story to Eric's mystery illness that led him to the great beyond, then back to our dimension. Liam insisted on keeping his hospitalization and emergency brain surgery a secret from everyone but Steffi and the doctors. With the terminal news, Liam will likely pressure Steffi to keep quiet about his diagnosis and prognosis. Despite the beef with Hope Logan, I do think Steffi would feel bad for keeping Liam's condition from her. Not only would Hope be kept in the dark, but Wyatt Spencer and Bill Spencer, portrayed by Don Diamorn, as well. Fans will also see Forrester Creations get all prepared for another amazing fashion show. This one will feature notable guests like Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag. Cricket will also be present as Eric Ixtal's Magic and Mystery, Kelly's Wish, Liam Mission, Grace and Bridget Battle. The Bold and the Beautiful are finally here. In tomorrow's episode, Kelly Spencer makes a wish for her dad to come to the dance. Meanwhile, Liam Spencer tries to leave the hospital to take Kelly to the dance despite Bridget Forrester's and Grace Buckingham's objections. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our next week. Kelly Spencer's aspiration in tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Liam to still be hospitalized and his condition kept a secret. Only a few people are aware, and the majority of them work at the hospital. The exception to that is Steffi, who had promised to keep Liam's brain bleed from Kelly. While Kelly is in the dark about her father being hospitalized, she has a daddy-daughter dance coming up. Kelly has been so excited about this and is confident that her father will make it. Kelly will make a wish that what Shay wants more than anything else in the whole world is for Liam to take her to the dance. Kelly's wish will break Steffi's heart. Of course, Steffi will embrace her daughter and talk about how much her daddy loves her. Kelly might also hear Steffi tell her that Liam would be there if at all possible. Find out what transpired on the most recent episode of B&B Liam Spencer's Mission. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Liam won't be able to get the dance off of his mind. Liam has more time to think the longer he stays in that position. Liam already expressed wishing for a second chance to be a father, husband, and even friend. Liam is aware of the significance of this dance to his daughter. He doesn't want Kelly's last memory of him to be a disappointment. So, Liam will become determined to leave the hospital against medical advice. The battle between Bridget Forrester and Grace Buckingham, the doctors will try to keep Kelly in bed while Liam is determined to fulfill Kelly's wish. Grace and Bridget will attempt to convince Liam that this is not the best course of action. The doctors might also explain to Liam that he's risking his life. What if he collapses in front of Kelly? More, The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Bill's 6 powerful words following the exposure of Liam's medical secrets. However, despite the advice of the doctors, Liam is determined not to disappoint his daughter once more. What happens when Liam leaves the hospital to take Kelly to that dance? Chapters in new love stories. These romantic reunions must take place. The Bold and the Beautiful reveal that there are 3 new love story chapters just waiting to be told. Let's talk about some couples who might reunite for new beginnings because these romantic reunions need to take place. 1. Liam and Hope. Although Liam Spencer and Steffi Forrester have been reconnecting following his collapse at the Spencer estate, is she really the former flame who's meant for him? B&B has made it seem like John Finnegan is Steffi's true soulmate, which means Liam's soulmate could be someone else. With Deacon Sharp's recent hints pointing in that direction, it's possible that Liam needs to reunite with Hope Logan. Even though Liam's medical situation is dire, he might miraculously recover and start over with Hope. It would be a good way to reset Hope's character and get her back on track, which would be a bonus. 2. Katie and Bill. Bill Spencer has been unfaithful for some time and could really use a second chance at love. Although Katie Logan has rejected Bill more times than he can count, could she finally cave in and give him the romantic reunion news he's craved for so long? Brooke Logan is gearing up for a reunion with Nick Marone based on the latest spoilers, so she won't be an option for Bill, at least not for the foreseeable future. At least for as long as Happily Ever After lasts on a soap, the show might as well let Katie give in to Bill and take another chance at happiness. 3. Carter and Quinn. Carter Walton's best pairing was arguably his romance with Quinn Fuller, so maybe the show should revisit it. They could always recast Quinn even if B&B is unable to reclaim Rena Sofa from GH. Carter keeps trying to settle down with his perfect match, but it never seems to work out for very long. Should the show bring Quinn back to meet Carter and allow them to experience a new love story together? According to the CBS soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful, some love life updates are still to come. Look for several characters to make fresh romantic predictions and pursue their desires. Liam Spencer's potential fate on The Bold and the Beautiful has left viewers reeling as speculation swirls about whether Scott Clifton is really being written off the show. The buzz began to intensify following the April 18th episode, where it was revealed that Liam has been diagnosed with an inoperable brain mass, an alarming and emotionally charged development that threatens to alter the course of the soap's storytelling landscape. As fans brace themselves for what may be a harrowing journey, the question at the heart of the matter is simple yet profound. Is Liam truly dying? If this is the case, is this the beginning of the end for one of B&B's most important and controversial characters, or is the show preparing for a miraculous redemption storyline that could give Liam and the story new life? From the moment the diagnosis was teased, speculation ran rampant. Liam, who collapsed at the Spencer estate and was subsequently hospitalized, has been hiding his condition from nearly everyone except Steffy Forrester and a select few medical staffers. It is not just any illness. Rather, it is a terminal one that appears to be incurable, and unforgiving. Steffy will take on the heartbreaking task of breaking the devastating news to Liam during the week of April 21st to 25th, when it is anticipated that the secret will come to light. This emotional handoff speaks volumes about their complicated but enduring bond, and while Liam has often been the source of conflict in Steffy's life, this moment will highlight their deep history and shared love for their daughter, Kelly. But even when faced with the possibility of imminent death, Liam refuses to surrender. Instead of accepting the doctor's prognosis, he enters a state of denial. But it's not just blind optimism, it's a fierce determination to stay alive for his daughters, Beth and Kelly. Liam's refusal to accept his fate reflects a central theme in soap storytelling, the indomitable power of love, especially the love between a parent and child. It's this unrelenting force that Liam clings to, and in many ways, that might be the key to his survival. In the world of soaps, miracles are a currency, and viewers know that even the darkest night can give way to dawn. There is precedent for hope. Taylor Hayes also survived her so-called final moments, and Eric Forrester's terminal diagnosis turned out to be a hoax. Could Liam be the next in line for a bait-and-switch that ultimately allows for a triumphant return rather than a tragic exit? Yet, optimism is tempered by the possibility that this story may not end in survival. Bradley Bell, the head writer and executive producer, has teased a front-burner story for Scott Clifton in 2025, one that's completely different from anything the actor has done before. This statement leaves room for interpretation. Is this a hint that Clifton's character will be written out in a blaze of dramatic glory, only to reappear in another form later, possibly through hallucinations, flashbacks, or dream sequences? Or is it a sign that Liam will defy all odds and begin a new narrative arc that redefines who he is as a character after receiving this diagnosis? Clifton's performance during this storyline has already garnered praise from fans and critics alike. His portrayal of a man grappling with mortality while attempting to maintain strength for his children is both moving and authentic. It's the kind of performance that reminds viewers why Liam has remained a fixture on the canvas for so long. Still, even as he lies in his hospital bed, he's planning his next move not for himself, but for Kelly. The upcoming dad-daughter dance has become a symbolic beacon in the storyline. For Kelly, it's a moment of childhood innocence and joy. For Liam, it's an opportunity to create one final memory with his daughter, one that won't be defined by hospital rooms or whispered secrets, but by love, laughter, and presence. Steffy is devastated when Kelly expresses her sincere desire for her father to accompany her to the dance while she is unaware of Liam's condition. Steffy is caught between honoring Liam's wishes and shielding her daughter from pain during this acute moment of vulnerability. Liam, on the other hand, is determined to take Kelly to the dance regardless of the risk to his life and is motivated by resolve and an overwhelming sense of paternal duty as he plots an escape from the hospital. This is where Grace Buckingham and Bridget Forrester come into play. Concerned about Liam's rapidly deteriorating condition, both doctors attempt to persuade him to remain in bed. They plead with logic, citing the very real possibility that Liam could collapse or even die in front of Kelly. But logic doesn't stand a chance against a father's heart. The tension between Grace and Bridget also offers a fascinating subplot. There are two distinct care philosophies represented by each doctor, one that places an emphasis on protocol and the other on compassion. Their disagreement regarding Liam's autonomy and the right to spend his final days how he chooses could raise larger concerns regarding the show's end-of-life care and medical ethics. Meanwhile, viewers are likely to see a stealth mission unfold, with Liam possibly sneaking out of the hospital in a heartfelt, albeit foolish, attempt to grant Kelly's wish. Whether or not he makes it to the dance remains to be seen, But the emotional stakes have never been higher. At the same time, the show is interweaving its classic soap elements. Forrester Creations is preparing for yet another extravagant fashion show, this time featuring guest stars like Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt. While other characters are pursuing their own romantic destinies, Eric Forrester is once again basking in the glory of mystery and magic. Hope Logan, for instance, is back in the orbit of Liam's storyline. Deacon Sharp has been pushing her toward a possible reunion while she and Liam have been apart. Could this crisis bring Liam and Hope back together? Possibly. If Liam survives, it would offer the perfect springboard for a fresh start, allowing both characters to rediscover themselves and each other. Even though Steffi is married to Finn, she is still emotionally bound to Liam. Even though he is having trouble dealing with the emotional complexity of Steffi's relationship with her ex, Finn is making an effort to be understanding and supportive. It's a love triangle that never truly dies, and Liam's potential death or miraculous survival could drastically reshape its dynamics. Finn's decision to let Steffi deliver the news of Liam's diagnosis shows a rare sensitivity, but it may also sow seeds of resentment or insecurity in the future, especially if Steffi and Liam begin to grow closer once more. Elsewhere, romantic speculation brews as The Bold and the Beautiful hints at 3 love stories poised for resurrection. Liam and Hope's ever-complicated relationship is the first. This could be the perfect opportunity to rekindle a love story that has been dormant for years if Liam is still alive. Hope, burdened by loss and disillusionment, might see Liam's fight for life as proof of his commitment not just to their children, but to her. Then there's Bill Spencer and Katie Logan, a pairing that has weathered its share of storms. With Brooke otherwise occupied, Katie might finally open the door to a reunion. And let's not forget Carter Walton and Quinn Fuller, whose past chemistry still lingers in viewers' memories. Quinn's return could provide Carter with the love story he deserves, whether recast or reprised. Still, all roads right now lead back to Liam, his diagnosis, his choices, his relationships, and his uncertain future. This storyline is more than a medical drama, it's an exploration of identity, legacy, and the quiet heroism that lives in everyday acts of love. Liam is not an ideal person. He has erred, harmed others, and broken hearts. But in this moment, as he lies in a hospital bed plotting a clandestine dance date with his daughter, he becomes something else, a father willing to risk everything for a few fleeting moments of happiness. Whether that act becomes his swan song or the first note in a new chapter remains to be seen. If the show follows its usual pattern, there's every reason to suspect that Liam's story won't end in death. It may flirt with tragedy, perhaps even stage a near-death experience or miraculous revival, but ultimately land on hope. Nevertheless, The Bold and the Beautiful has never shied away from shockingly shaking up its canvas. Killing off a central character like Liam would be seismic, emotionally devastating, and a major reset for multiple characters. It would open new storylines, deepen existing feuds, and catalyze growth for characters like Steffi, Hope, and even Bill, who would be left to pick up the pieces. But if Liam lives, if he somehow survives the inoperable diagnosis, it gives the show an opportunity to tell a redemption arc the likes of which we haven't seen in years. A Liam reborn by fire, changed by near death, and committed to living with intention could be the perfect way to reinvigorate both character and storyline. Whether that includes a reunion with Hope, a deeper bond with Steffi, or an entirely new direction remains to be seen. What's clear is that Liam's storyline has become the emotional backbone of the show, and Scott Clifton's portrayal has breathed new urgency into the soap's already dynamic landscape. So, is Liam Spencer really getting killed off? The response is that we do not yet know. But that uncertainty is the lifeblood of soaps, and right now, The Bold and the Beautiful has never been more emotionally compelling. Whether Liam meets his end or fights his way back to life, one thing is certain. This chapter will define him. And for fans watching from home, that's exactly why we tune in. The Bold and the Beautiful have thrown viewers into an emotional whirlwind, as the April 18th episode set the stage for what could be one of the most heartbreaking storylines in the show's recent history. At the heart of the turmoil is Liam Spencer, played by Scott Clifton, who now faces a devastating diagnosis that threatens not just his future on the show, but also the fabric of the families and relationships that have been built around him for more than a decade. Fans everywhere are left asking the burning question, is Liam really getting killed off? The revelation that Liam has an inoperable mass on his brain has sent shockwaves through the fanbase, and speculation has erupted online about what this could mean for Clifton's future on the CBS soap. As viewers brace for the fallout, we're beginning to see how the storyline will unfold in the coming weeks, with the week of April 21st to 25th holding particularly emotional weight. It's during this week that Steffy Forrester, Liam's ex-wife and mother of his daughter Kelly, will reveal the tragic diagnosis to him, a moment that promises to be raw, intimate, and deeply poignant, especially given the history these two characters share. The idea of Liam facing a terminal illness seems surreal for longtime fans who have watched him cycle through tumultuous romances, high-stakes family drama, and moral crises with a kind of emotional resilience that made him both frustrating and endearing. This is the man who's been caught between Steffy and Hope for years, who's played the role of father, lover, and sometimes betrayer with a layered vulnerability that made his character one of the most relatable on the show.